Year 5, Lesson 6, Extensive Challenge, Question 2. Magda and her friends go to the cinema. They buy 1 large tub of popcorn, 10 fizzy drinks, and 30 packets of crisps. The bill comes to £132. This question is slightly different because the numbers we know are the number of fizzy drinks, the number of items. We don't know the price. So let's call X the cost of a popcorn, Y the cost of a drink, and Z the cost of a crisp. Therefore, the first bill by Magda and her friends costs X pounds for the popcorn. So that's the price times by the number. Then we've got 10Y fizzy drinks. Then we've got 30Z pounds of crisps in total, and that's equal to £132. Lena and her friends go to the cinema. They buy a similar thing, 1 popcorn, 4 fizzy drinks, and 8 crisps, and that comes to £42. So we have X plus 4Y plus 8Z is equal to £42. Now, again, we've got 2 simultaneous equations here with 3 unknowns, so we can't use our methods for indeterminate equations just yet, but we can spot that both of these equations have an X in them, so I can subtract one of them from the other to make that X disappear. Now, clearly, the first equation has the bigger number of terms, so let's do 1 minus 2, giving us our third equation. The X minus X makes 0. We're left with 6Y, 22Z, and that's equal to £90 in total. Now, these numbers are all even, so we can simplify by dividing by 2, and we get 3Y plus 11Z equals to 45, which is our indeterminate equation that we can now solve. Now, before we get started with enumeration, I can spot that we've got a factor of 3 here. I know that 45 is in our 3 times table. I can also see that 3Y is going to be a multiple of 3, because anything times by 3 is a multiple of 3. So therefore, that tells me that 11Z has to also be a multiple of 3. And that clearly doesn't come from the 11. So therefore, we know that Z is a multiple of 3. So we can start off by enumerating and going through some values. However, we don't need to bother with Z is equal to 1 or Z is equal to 2, and we can skip to Z is equal to 3. So using our substitution here, we get 3Y plus 11Z is equal to 45. And then we can see that 11Z is going to be equal to 33. And therefore we can see that 3Y is equal to 12 and Y is equal to 4. So we have our first possible solution. Z equals 3, Y equals to 4. And then we need to try and find X. Before we do that, I just want to consider, are there any other possible solutions? So using our coefficient, let's increase Z by the Y coefficient, which is 3. We would get Z is equal to 6, but then Y needs to decrease by that Z coefficient, which would give us a number way below 0. And I think we know from the question that everything has to be a positive integer number of pounds. Yes. So we just need to try and find the value for X now. So going back and substituting into one of our equations, now I am going to pick the second equation because it's a little bit smaller, so it'll be easier numbers to deal with. So substituting in our new values, we get X plus 4Y is going to be 16, plus 8Z is going to be 24, and that should be equal to 42, which by adding together, we get X plus 40 equals 42, and X has to be equal to 2. So in the question where we were asked to find the cost of a popcorn, a fizzy drink, and a crisps, that comes to X plus Y plus Z, and we just need to add them together. And we get 3 plus 4 is 7, plus 2 makes 9, and that's our answer, £9.